get it on the jet sweep to the short side. Up the sideline. Sam McCaffrey. He is gone.
Intercepted. It is intercepted by the Tigers. Stephen Brogan picks it off for LC.
Welcome back to the Black Swamp Football Podcast presented by the Gherkin Companies. With autumn upon us, it's time for the second half of the season as we roll in to week number 6. Along with Tory, Strock, I am Lynn, Groll, and privileged to have two-time state champion coach Dick Cromwell from St. Francis, some time at a couple other places as well, and a Hall of Famer with the Ohio High School Football Coaches Association. We're privileged and honored to have you with us this week, Coach.
Well, it's great to be here. We had a fun time a year ago, September. Brought some of my players from those two state championship teams, and I'm not a real good predictor. Otherwise, I'd be betting and winning some money. But I can't even win the local little school pool. But this will be fun, and thanks for inviting me.
We're honored to have you here. We'll see how you do. Tommy Ward is carrying the banner as far as Pick'em goes with the guest this season. He was 38-11. Aaron Barajas and Rick Stidham. Aaron was 32-17. Rick was 30-19. Brady and Kenny Stabler, 38-10. And then Jerry Snodgrass was 32-10 last week.
Well, I may be below all of them.
He makes me nervous, Lynn. He's prepared.
Yeah, he's got a lot of notes there.
Yes, he does. Handwritten. That's old school. Yeah, he's not making spreadsheets and things. He's pencil and paper.
I haven't been too concerned the other 4 times we've had guest pickers, but this week I am, because he rolled in here with a notebook and he's got a lot written down there.
Yes, he does.
I don't know what he's got on there. I can't really decipher it, so that really concerns me, because it could be something from his coaching days.
I know.
And he won a couple of state championships.
He knows some things.
Yeah.
And then the glasses make me nervous too, because guys that have those always look smart to me.
Or old.
Well, there's that too, but seasoned, Coach. Seasoned.
Right, we'll take
echo what Lynn said. Pleasure to have you here. Thanks for taking time.
My pleasure.
Coach, what are you doing in your retirement? How are you taking up time these days?
Well, we just moved, a year and a half ago out to Perrysburg Township to a condo. Okay. So I got rid of the snow shoveling and lawn work. I substitute teach a little bit at St. Francis and at Maumee Valley Country Day School on my terms, not theirs. So I send in a email on Sunday afternoon and tell them I'm available Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday this week. If I get a call before 8 o'clock the night before to come into one of them, I do it. I don't take 6 a.m. calls. So I do that, maybe 1 or 2 days a week I get called. And I've been helping St. Francis a little bit the last 2 years as far as, what's the word now, consultant, analyst, senior analyst. And that's why I like subbing there, that, I get to know the football kids and, can get on them a little bit in the hallways about their play and their grades. And, that's fun. But it's, I enjoy, I guess the football part, I watch film over the weekend and send in my observations in an email form, and whether they use them or not, I don't care. I have fun doing it. So,
do you miss coaching at all since you've been out of it?
I miss working with the kids. I don't miss the big picture. I don't miss end of the season till the beginning of the next season nowadays, as much as you have to do. I tell people I miss running drills with my linebackers. I always coached inside linebackers all the years, and that 15 minutes just with them, or the Wednesdays when we went to offense, the 15 minutes working with my quarterbacks and receivers. I miss that part, but the big picture, no, I don't miss that. Games, the coldness, yellow bus rides. January to August, those are things that drove me out of it. And, I don't miss the whole thing.
Okay. Give us your thoughts on the state of football in this area. We're seeing a lot of lopsided scores at times. You're more in the Toledo area and follow that a little bit more out here where we're at, maybe a little bit more. But give me your thoughts on where football is at since you've retired.
Well, we just had a couple class reunions over the weekend, and both groups that I was with a little bit Friday night and Saturday night, we talked about the lack of physicality that you're allowed in practice, which carries over to the games. That some of the drills we used to run when those kids were playing, they agreed with me. I'd be in jail now if I ran some of those drills, and but those are the things they remember. And you look at football now, and for safety's sake, I guess they're pulling back on a lot of the hitting, and you're not allowed to hit more than 15 minutes twice a week or something. And again, I look back on our career, and to my knowledge, I haven't had any kids with serious head problems. I think we taught the game tackling, blocking the right way, and so that part of football I miss. Even though I was a sissy quarterback, I think I hung my hat on being physical on both sides of the ball. So, that part I miss. I saw my quarterback from 04 season, 05 graduating class, and he came up to me and yelled at me. He says, "I graduate, and you put the spread in 2 years later." And I said, well, I had to keep the quarterback and his parents happy a little bit. We still ran the power and the trap out of the spread, but the spread has certainly changed the game, and it's changed the game on both sides of the ball because you got to have more athletes on defense now. The big run stoppers, the tough defensive ends. Now you need people that can run and play the pass, and that's really the physicality, and the spread offense has really changed the game.
Mm-hmm. You quarterbacked at Ohio Wesleyan, right, in your college days, Coach?
Correct.
Yeah. Did you get to throw it at all in college, or
we did?
Did you throw it?
Yeah, we threw it. I had a couple school records for a while. My split end still has some school records.
Wow.
But I always told him he made me. I didn't make him because he was a 4-year starter.
Selby Stadium, what a great stadium. It looks like a small horseshoe, same architecture. What was it like playing there? It's been around a long time, hasn't it?
Well, it was really nice when we played Wittenberg or Denison, and you had a nice crowd, but, it seats 10,000 people, and you play somebody, it's not very good, and to play in front of, 1,000 people is a lot different than, it's just like high school. It's a lot nicer to have a good crowd and in a stadium. But yeah, that's a beautiful stadium, one of the top small college stadiums. It was, nowadays people have got bigger and better things.
Yeah. Take a break and come back and pick out our rock-solid performance from week number 5, presented by the Gherkin Companies.
Who says a college degree is the only path to a fulfilling career? At the Gherkin Companies, we offer rewarding livelihoods with or without a degree. Gherkin provides a generous benefits package, continuous training, top-notch equipment, and a culture that rewards effort. We're looking for rock-solid performers to help build and reinforce the region's infrastructure. Whether you have construction experience or are just starting your career, apply now at gherkincompanies.com/careers.
Welcome back to the Black Swamp Football Podcast, presented by the Gherkin Companies. Going to hand out our rock-solid performance from week number 5. Coach Strock, go ahead with some nominations. We may have a leader in the clubhouse, from my perspective.
Lynn, I have a very short list this week. As I look at last week's games, most of them you look at and you go, that's probably what should have happened. Nothing really jumped out. I give a tip of the cap to the Wayne Trace Raiders. They needed to be rock solid to knock off an undefeated Edgerton team, and they were able to do that to get their first win of the season. The Archbold Blue Streaks, probably maybe a favorite in most people's eyes, but Evergreen still came in 4-0. Evergreen had beaten Archbold last year, and Archbold didn't just beat them, they beat them bad, and that's pretty rock solid. But for my money, the St. John's Titans and Coach Joe Horn, they're trying to change the trajectory of that program. Friday night really helped. I like St. John's.
Good picks. I like those nominations. Throw Walpock in there. I think we always forget about a Marion Local or Liberty Center. Marion Local rolled over New Bremen, got down early in that one, but then scored 40 unanswered. Coldwater with a nice win over Munster, like you mentioned. Archbold over Evergreen. Fairview over Tenora to kind of take control of the GMC, and Walpock over St. Mary's would be another one that I would throw in there. But I like your St. John's pick over St. Francis. Coach, cover your ears for a little bit.
Making it tough. I can go home now.
But yeah, Joe Horn and crew got down 14-0 early and came back to win that one at the Glass Bowl. And as you said, Coach Horn, like Josh Lemke has changed the perspective of both of those programs and kind of the path that they're both on. And it's good to see. And Coach, I'm sure you were probably there on Friday night.
I was.
And St. Francis lost one of their good offensive linemen. Correct?
Too late.
Yeah.
Two-way, 3-year starter.
Yeah.
Early, hopefully we get him back, but that certainly hurt somewhat.
Congratulations to St. John's Jesuit and Joe Horn this week's rock solid performance presented by the Gherkin Companies. We'll get those wristbands to you guys, and we have some cups for the coaches as well that Robbie Myers and myself will deliver to the Titans at some point this week. Where is St. Francis at in your mind? 3-2 right now, Coach. Give me your thoughts before we get into this week's picks.
Well, you look at it, unfortunately, we've kind of beaten the 3 teams that, we should for sure. We've struggled against Bishop Dwar over in Indiana and St. John's. I mean, both of those games, I think we felt going in that, they would be close games and, they could go either way. And that week 2 over in Indiana, some turnovers hurt us early. Well, I should say second half, really. And St. John's, I don't know, we scored 2 quick ones, and then the wheels kind of came off on both sides of the ball. I'm happy with the attitude, the effort the coaches and the kids are putting in, and looking ahead, I think we've got some same type as the 2 that we've lost that are going to be very competitive games, and you got to make the plays to win those.
Okay, thank you for that perspective, Coach. Last week I was 34-5, Tory 33-8, Jerry was 32-10. So now, Strock, you got some ground to make up. You're 3.5 back overall, my friend. I'm 177-44. You're 173-47.
Couple of observations.
You're in a little trouble here.
Well, I'm going to take the gloves off going forward. I'm done picking my friends and coaches that I like, and I want them full disclosure. Okay, I don't care if you're my buddy or we have a history or whatever. We've hung out before. The gloves are off now. I'm going to pick against you. I'm done going with my heart and being Mr. Nice Guy. Those days are over. That's all I got to say.
Okay, all right. See how you do this week.
You know what gets me? Some of these 8-man games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chalkers playing Danbury. Who are you taking? I don't know.
I got some notes.
Yeah, I know you do. You did your homework, though.
Have you looked at Dubstat? Dubstat gives you the 8-man records and points for and points against.
Okay, I get on Max Preps and look at that, but he knows things I don't know, which doesn't take much, but...
Stop making excuses, get better.
I'm telling you, one thing that's just stuck in my craw all weekend, try to be a good guy and give the Fremont Ross Little Giants some love.
Ouch.
And, ouch. And Finley
I forgot you picked Fremont Ross in that matchup last week.
And I look back at that going, what are you doing? Trying to get all creative in that? No. Go with what you know.
And Coach, I know you watch the show and listen to us. You have to have a lead pipe lock, which is that right there. Like, it can't be a game that's got a big separation. It's got to be a game that has a little bit of mystery to it on who's going to win.
Okay.
So, and Coach Strock can nullify it if you pick a game that's got too big of a separation between the two teams.
Like if you would pick Liberty Center over Swanton as your lead pipe lock, I'm going to coach that. No. So it's got to be a pretty tight game.
Okay.
It takes a little courage to make your lead pipe lock pick.
All right.
Going to start in the Green Meadows Conference this week, a matchup of undefeated programs. Fairview, 5-0, 2-0 in the GMC, is at Paulding. Fairview won 21-19 last year in the remnants of Hurricane Helene. It was a game that we called on our Gamecast, right?
We did, and I remember being down, you and I were down by the field during pregame, and there were gale-forced winds, and Paulding was warming up at the time, and I remember thinking, how are you going to throw the ball tonight? That was an abnormal wind.
40, 50 mile an hour, if I remember correctly.
It was.
Yeah, it was
consistently.
It was crazy.
And when you're at Sherwood Fairview High School, Coach, you're out in the boonies. All right, there ain't a whole lot of wind block. You're surrounded by fields, and that's about it. So it was howling.
Wow.
Go ahead, Coach Strock. You can start us.
Yeah, I love this matchup. Paulding, man, they were right there a year ago. They have as good a skill guys as anybody in the area in divisions, I'll say 5 through 7. Maybe even dabble in some Division 4s there. Paulding's really good there. But Fairview is seasoned in key spots. And we saw him last week, love Will Zedike. He's a cool customer. And Logan Olinger and that crew. Even though Paulding's at home, I'm going to go with the Fairview Apaches, but I expect this to be a back-and-forth battle.
This is going to be my lead pipe lock right off the bat. Give me the Apaches.
Okay.
Can this one be my lead pipe lock? You good with that?
Yeah, 5-0, 5-0.
Okay.
I mean, Archbold was mine last week.
Yeah.
And 4-0, 4-0. Anytime there's 2 5-0s, that's lead pipe lock qualified.
A little concerned if Avery Cooper gets loose, though, for Paulding.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think Paulding's going to have to run it. That's maybe the one weakness that Fairview has on defense.
And they will use...
Their DBs are really good.
Their DBs are really good, but they will use mans. You will see him, well, either one of them, split out on the wing, taking direct snaps, especially in short yardage. They've got a couple of young men who are siblings, Coach Cromwell. Last name Mans does Paulding, and these two are good. Like, they do it all. And then on defense, they'll lead, in tackles too. So, looking forward to this one. Give me Fairview. Lead pipe lock already.
Lead pipe lock.
First game. Time.
Nope, not wasting any time.
Okay, I got these notes, and now I'm not sure what the first notes mean. I know Fairview and Paulding, one of them beat Ayersville pretty decisively, and the other one did not.
Fairview did. Now, that was close into the second half. Paulding struggled a little bit more with the Pilots. Ayersville is playing better, though, as the season has progressed.
So that still doesn't help me. So just to try to win this thing, I'm taking Paulding at home.
You're taking the Panthers.
Taking the Panthers at home.
Okay.
He's fearless, isn't he? Riverboat Gambler.
Lead pipe lock, and he's going against me.
Yep.
Riverboat Gambler, Coach Cromwell.
Wow. Yeah, it was 35-32, Paulding over Ayersville, and Fairview beat Ayersville 43-14.
So I was wrong, but I'll stay with Paulding.
Okay, you're going to stick with Paulding.
I'm staying with Paulding.
But you can rest assured Paulding has
They have the dudes to do it.
some of the best dudes in that league. They really do.
Good quarterback in Colt Hunt.
I mean, they're both high-scoring teams.
Yep.
So I guess whichever defense maybe plays better might come out on top. So
I like it.
I like that. Tenora, speaking of the Rams, who fell to Fairview last week, they are at Antwerp this week. The Rams 1-4, 1-1 in the GMC, need to start picking up some wins for their playoff aspirations. Antwerp got their second win of the week a week ago against Hicksville. Tenora leads the series 35-14 in the playoff era. I think the green and white gets their second win of the season in this matchup.
Yeah, I still like this Tenora football team. I mean, I know they're 1-4. There were stretches last Friday against Fairview where they looked really, really efficient, flew around defensively. They don't lack skill. I think they're fairly physical. I love Rep Logel in the backfield. Owen Farrell's one of the top-notch quarterbacks in this area. I like Tenora, and you're right, though. They've got to get it in gear, and they've got a stretch of 3 in a row where they should be favored until they run into Paulding Week 9. And so give me the Tenora Rams on the road at Antwerp.
Okay, I'm going against both of you again.
Again?
I'm going with Antwerp at home.
This guy is fearless. Coach Cromwell, they have every concession stand kind of has their own specialty thing. At Antwerp, they have fish sandwiches. I mean, fresh.
And fresh cut French fries.
Hand-cut French fries.
I'll remember that when I go there. I'll congratulate them on making my second pick against the two of
If
them.
Antwerp wins this game, Coach Hale, I guarantee you, will invite you over for a fish sandwich.
Yes, he will.
And then he'll probably fry it himself.
Yeah,
He'll probably do it himself since we picked against them and you picked for them.
Good fresh fried.
He's just trying to get a fish sandwich.
I know. And if he wins it, Coach Hale will take care of it.
Yes, he will. Also in the GMC, Hicksville is at Wayne Trace. Wayne Trace has held Hicksville to 18 points total in the last 4 meetings, all won by the Raiders. Their defense played well against Edgerton last week, so I like Wayne Trace to get their second win in a row.
I agree, Lynn. They got some momentum, man, knocking off an undefeated team. They get to go back home. They've got a good taste in their mouth. It'll be a good week of practice in Haviland. Give me the Raiders over Hicksville.
Okay, I'm going with you guys this time. After their big win over Edgerton last week, they got it rolling. They're at home, so let's go 3 ways there going for Wayne Trace.
Good pick, Coach Cromwell. Finishing up the Green Meadows Conference this week. Edgerton 4-1, coming off that loss to Wayne Trace at Ayersville, who's 0-5, 0-2. Ayersville leads the series 32-17. Coach Cromwell, you want to go first with this one?
Well, I'm going with Edgerton. They're going to bounce back from that loss last week. Ayersville is obviously struggling this year, so I'm going with the visitors this time in Edgerton.
You want me to give my pick? Because I'm taking the Pilots. Ayersville's going to put it all together this week. Eli Berner, Dane Ewers and crew, Coach Mickey, going to get a win in this one.
I struggled with this one. I originally was leaning heavily Edgerton, highlighted Edgerton. Doggone Edgerton. They go out there and don't play their best ball last week, get knocked off, and you think they're down and out, and then Coach Flago gets them cranked back up. And if he does that this week, doggone it. But I'm with you, Lynn. I just think Ayersville's ready to bust out, and they're at home. I didn't want to go with you here, but I've got to. Give me the Ayersville Pilots at home.
At Craig McCord Field.
I think they're going to run the ball effectively and control it and win that game. Give me Ayersville.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Pilots, too, in that matchup. Catholic High School League in the Central Division this week. Birmingham Brother Rice, 2-2. 0-1 in the conference is at St. John's Jesuit, 3-2, 0-1. Brother Rice won 22-21 last year. St. John's was 1-9 a year ago, already 3 wins on the young season. Our buddy from Brother Rice, I saw he has an offer from Wisconsin that he got over the weekend.
Jaden Bell,
yes.
We
stopped in here on a Saturday morning a couple weeks ago.
Nice young man, good-looking young man from Birmingham Brother Rice up in Michigan. And
he could have played defensive end for you back in the day, Coach Cromwell, I think.
I heard the conversation last week
okay.
When he was in here, and his father, I think, was.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
This guy's a loyal follower.
Yeah, he is.
I appreciate that. I'll tell you what, the Johnnies are flying high after winning that rivalry game against St. Francis. But in honor of our new friend, Jaden Bell, give me Brother Rice on the road. I'm going with Brother Rice.
Go ahead, Coach Cromwell.
Well, 2 years ago, Brother Rice was the only victory for St. Francis when they were 1-9. They've gotten better. I saw that their longtime coach, Al Fracassa, passed away last week. Funeral was last Friday. Great testimonials by many of his players. I had the privilege of playing against Coach Fracassa twice.
Okay.
Back in the 90s. We split. I beat him up there, and he beat me at the glass ball. Always loved hearing him at clinics on the passing game and the quarterback play. So it's a tough one. I think Brother Rice is getting better. St. John's is obviously getting better. When it's even Steven, I'm going with a home team with St. John's.
It was 22-21 last year. I'm taking the Titans in this matchup. They're playing better ball this year.
They are.
I think they get the win in this game.
They are, and it makes me nervous, the fact they're at home. But if they get caught celebrating too much, Coach Cromwell.
It's always a worry after a big win in a rivalry game, how your kids come back to work today, and they beat Brother Rice maybe the last couple of years, so where their head is there, can be a big concern for coaches.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a good one.
I'm gonna visit the Johnnies this week, so I'll make sure they got it ready to roll.
Right.
Hopefully they're sharp. I'll make sure Joe Horn and crew have the Titans ready to play in that matchup. Varsity division of the CHSL, St. Francis is at U of D Jesuit. U of D Jesuit has yet to pick up a win this season, as St. Francis will pay them a visit. So I like the Knights. They're going to bounce back this week and get a win.
I'm all St. Francis this week. I like them on the road to get win number 4.
Well, I'm going with the two of you, and hopefully we're healthy, that Deion Banks is back, and a couple others that are a little bit banged up, and again, get their heads back together and have a good week of practice, and I look for them to go up there and get a victory.
St. Francis won a year ago, 28-21, and I think they pick up another one this season. What do you want to see out of St. Francis the second half of the season from a coaching perspective, Coach Cromwell?
Well, I think we, just to keep getting better, in certain spots, certain key spots. They're very young. Starting a freshman quarterback is very difficult at this level. We got one or two DBs that are freshmen, sophomores. It's another key place. We've lost some depth. We had a couple of linemen get hurt over in Indiana, and they're not back yet. And now if Deion Banks can't play, they're thin up front.
Yeah.
So I hope the development of the young kids continues. I hope the seniors realize this is their last go-around and, pull those younger kids along and keep working hard and not get down on themselves after last week.
Take another break, come back and talk about the Toledo Area Athletic Conference this week.
Hard-working individuals have been the heart of the Gherkin companies for generations. Together we construct the highways and infrastructure that strengthen our communities. Gherkin is seeking rock-solid performers. We offer generous benefits, continuous training, top-notch equipment, and a culture that rewards effort. Want to be part of something big, steady, and stable with room to grow? Whether you're experienced or just starting your career, we encourage you to apply at gherkincompanies.com/careers.
Ashball Aerial is a fully licensed commercial drone company providing aerial media for commercial, industrial, and agricultural clients throughout Northwest Ohio. Want a different perspective for your events, construction projects, businesses, and more? Call 419-966-3202 or check them out at ashballaerial.com or look us up on Facebook. Welcome back to the Black Smoke Football Podcast presented by the Gherkin Companies. Coach Strock and Coach Cromwell are discussing what's out in the cooler here at American Freedom Energy for them to maybe take home to watch the Lions and the Ravens tonight on Monday Night Football.
Absolutely, and I always like to put in a plug. Greg and Glenn Badenhop have been so good to us out here. They've got everything. They've got products from Sattler's in Napoleon, Pettisville Meats, and the last couple weeks I've been hooked on any beef in there from Sonnenberg Farms, and walked out of here a week and a half ago with a couple Delmonico ribeyes from Sonnenberg Farms, and then their hamburger patties, quarter-pound patties, 4-packs out there, unbelievable beef, and so my wife texted me and said, we're going to Azul's. Do you want us to get you anything? And I said, no. I'm good. I'm getting my supper here. So I'll have to fire up the grill when I get home, Coach.
I was going to say is no rain in Perrysburg Township, and I'll stop out there with you and take something home.
There you go, buddy. Sounds good.
My wife's a little under the weather,
Okay.
so I'm going to grill for myself.
You won't regret it.
All right.
Outstanding. What do you like throwing on the grill? If you have your choice, Coach.
Filet.
Okay.
We get some meat. I don't know if I'm allowed to plug somebody else.
You
but
sure can.
Sure can.
Anderson's Farm, that's between Perrysburg and Tataugany. We get delivery. We get the eggs delivered, $5 a dozen. So we get a couple dozen every 2 weeks, and we've been getting some chicken brats, some chicken sausage, hamburger patties.
Good stuff?
It's good stuff delivered to our door, so that helps too.
Yeah, it does. That's great.
That's outstanding. Let's move it to the Toledo Area Athletic Conference for this week. This game is on Saturday. Erie Mason is at Hilltop as the Cadets try to win 2 in a row after a pretty big upset a week ago. They were a 30-point underdog, according to Drew Pastor's Fantastic 50 up in the Village, but picked up the win there. Can they get another one?
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, the last thing Hilltop can afford to do is get caught celebrating that win. Erie Mason's going to come in with visions of getting a victory, but they're walking into a hornet's nest in West Unity, Ohio. They're sky high, and they're going to continue the momentum. Give me the Cadets.
Cadets are going to get their first back-to-back wins going back to 2018 when they beat Holgate, Toledo Christian, and Ottawa Hills on 3 consecutive Friday nights. I think they're going to do it.
I'll be darned. I like them.
I'm going with you. I spent six years at Cardinal Stritch, so I am a little familiar with these teams. I've been gone 3 years from Stritch, so it's great to see Hilltop and knocking off Ottawa Hills last week, and I'd love to see them get 2 in a row too. Their athletic director out there, great guy. So I'm going with Hilltop to keep things going.
Hilltop all the way around for this crew this week. Ottawa Hills, 2-3, 1-1 in the TAC is at Eden, coming off of that loss to Hilltop. The Bombers 2-0 so far in the TAC. The Green Bears won 55-14 last year, 54-7 in 2023, and 24-20 in 2022, a game that we had on our Gamecast a couple years ago. Eden last beat the Green Bears in 2021, 52-28. This game has determined the TAC championship all those years here, going back to 2021, but this isn't the same Green Bears team, so I got the Bombers.
It's not. And if Eden doesn't get it done Friday night at home,
They're never going to.
It might be 20 years before they beat Ottawa Hills, or it may never happen again. I think Kendall Briggle gets loose for Eden, and I think they roll it home. Bomber ball returns. Give me Eden.
It returns with a win over an Ottawa Hills team?
It's going to return, and I'm here to proclaim it.
Bomber ball by, you mean the passes?
Bomber ball. Bomber ball, Coach Cromwell, is a high-flying offense and a physical defense. Combined, we call it bomber ball. And it's back. They're going to roll Friday. Give me the Bombers.
Well, I'm surprised that they've lost to Ottawa Hills, 4 years in a row?
Last 3.
Last 3. I never liked going to Eden when I was at Stritch because the game would get over about 11:15. But one got done throwing the ball. I saw one of my former players that's an official, Tommy Donovan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to him at the St. Francis scrimmage, and I said, how many games you got this year? And he said, well, I just lost one. My daughter's in a big soccer tournament in Akron, and I had to give up the Eden game. I said, well, that was a good one to give up. you don't have to worry about getting home at midnight. But yeah, I got Eden. Bob will throw the ball all over the ballpark, and Ottawa Hills is struggling.
Yep. Bombers get the win for the Black Swamp Crew this week. Whiteford, 3-1, 2-0, and the TAC is at Montpelier, who is 3-2, 2-0. First meeting ever. Hayden Sharps, 870 yards passing. Mr. Cooley, 366 yards rushing so far for Montpelier. Montpelier has allowed 185 yards rushing per game, and Whiteford likes to run it. They're powerful. Can they get it done against Coach Teakin and the Bobcats?
I think Whiteford's going to have their running game packed up for that road trip to Williams County, and I think they're going to roll. I like Montpelier, love Coach Robinson, but they're going to have a tough chore ahead of them, slowing down that Whiteford run game. Give me the Bobcats.
I'm going with tradition. Whiteford's been good for so long. Montpelier's getting better, it seems like, but I'll go with Whiteford.
I'm going to take Whiteford too, but if Montpelier can pull this one off, be a big, big win for Coach Rob and crew.
Yep, I agree. And Whiteford rolled into Eden last year. Now Eden was a little more veteran team last year, and I thought Whiteford would have more success than they did at Eden a year ago. And so, could this be a similar tale? Will Montpelier put their foot down and
Going to have to stop the run.
Going to have to stop the run.
Yeah, but I like Whiteford in 2 in that matchup. Finishing out the TAC this week, Summerfield coming to Pioneer and to play North Central. First meeting ever between these two programs. Summerfield is 2-2, 0-2 in the TAC. North Central also is 0-2 so far in the conference and 1-4 overall. I'm going to go with Summerfield in this matchup.
Coach Cromwell, you ever been to Pioneer, Ohio?
I've been through it.
I've been through it. I got you.
But I'm going with Summerfield. Dylan Seghetti, the head coach of Summerfield, played for me in
He did. Okay.
07, 08, 09. Short corner, and I don't mean by his height, but in our terminology, he always played the short side of the field, cornerback. I've been meaning to get up there to a practice or a game. I have not yet, but I'm going with Dylan and Summerfield.
I like that.
Yeah.
Nice little tidbit there. That seals it for me. Give me Summerfield on the road at North Central.
Northwest Conference, Allen East at Columbus Grove. The Mustangs come in 1-4, 0-2. Columbus Grove 2-3, 2-0 in the NWC. Allen East leads the series 32-28. Grove is 12-3 versus Allen East at Clymer Stadium. Allen East is actually the last conference opponent to beat Columbus Grove at Clymer Stadium, 14-11, all the way back in 2019. The Mustangs are also the last NWC opponent to beat the Bulldogs 7-0 in 2022. That one was at Allen East. Since 2018, the Bulldogs are 48-3 in league play, including winning the last 21. They're going to make it 22.
I agree.
Grove.
I agree with you, Lynn. I like the Bulldogs at home. They've got a couple of games that I think they'll get to 4-3, and then they have a tough 8, 9, and 10 with Crestview, Lima Central Catholic, who's 5-0, Bluffton, who's 5-0 currently, and they've got a couple more weeks to knock some rust off, get to 4-3, and it starts this week.
Well, you're talking about their last 3. How about Liberty, Benton, Patrick Henry, and Pandora?
You got it, buddy.
The 3 they lost to this year, but you got to go with Columbus Grove in this one.
Battle tested for sure. We'll see how they finish out the NWC slate. We'll really find out about them, as Tory said, here in the last several weeks of the regular season. NWCC, Lima Perry is at North Baltimore. North Baltimore team that is rolling 5-0, 4-0 in conference play. Luke Long, over 1,500 yards passing, 19 TDs, 2 picks. Brody Walder, 683 yards rushing, 8 TDs. Cooper Clark, boy, he is putting on a show this season, 982 yards receiving, 12 touchdowns, 35 catches. That's 28.1 yards per grab. North Baltimore has thrown for those 1,527 yards and also ran for over 1,100 yards. North Baltimore is averaging 9.1 yards per rush and 14.2 yards per completion. Outscored their first 5 foes 240-62. Craig Bishop has the Tigers playing some ball this year.
I like the stats and that coverage there for North Baltimore, Lynn. Those kids and coaches in that community deserve that. Very nicely done. And there's no reason to think they're going to slow down this week at home. Give me North Baltimore.
Yeah, I guess Coach Bishop knew something when he left Elmwood to come to North Baltimore, and he certainly has things going out.
Boy,
I'll go with the two of you on North Baltimore.
Fourth in the Region 26 standings right now at 5-0, and I like him again. Cooper Clark has been leading the nation in receiving. That's max preps, so they don't have everybody entered in there, but boy, he's been phenomenal. They scored 36, 48, 47. They put up 64 on Corey Rawson and then 45 a week ago against Waynesfield Goshen. Do they put up 50 this week, Coach Strock?
No.
How many do they get?
They don't get 50, but they get 42.
42.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep. 42-14.
Okay. Like you'd get your score projections.
Yep.
Sometimes.
Yep. I like it on occasion.
NBC, going to start with Lake at Fostoria. Lake 1-4, 1-1. Fostoria has yet to dent the win column this year. Lake has shown the ability to put some points on the board. Fostoria has been outscored 232-26 this season.
Coach, you probably remember when Dick Cromwell had Fostoria rolling and they just beat everybody up. You probably remember those days.
Well, they beat everybody up but us one year. They might have beat us up, but
you won the game.
We won the game in 92. It was a packed crowd. They sent a police escort out to get us and to take us out of afterwards, and that was one of those atmospheres you talk about of overflow crowd and their record, and we were coming off of 2 losses to Massillon, Washington at Massillon, and lost to Sandusky back when they were good, and so we were not picked to win the game, and I think it was 26-22, something.
Was it a regular season game or a playoff?
Yeah, it was week 4.
Okay.
Week 4 or week 5. And,
boy, wow, Fostoria had some teams back then. 90, what year did they win state? 94, 93?
Maybe 90, 91.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think where Dick's son Derek Kidwell was in relation to me. I graduated in 93. Thought they won it maybe when I was a junior, maybe 90, 91.
Yeah.
See if I can find it here real quick. Now you piqued my interest.
Yeah, I'm curious
you guys didn't tell me I could bring my computer in and have Joe Etel up. And
Yeah, for sure. Any edge you can get, get, Coach.
You have a laptop, Coach?
At home.
Do you? Yeah, I thought you might be an old desktop guy.
No,
You're pretty savvy, aren't you?
I've moved up a little bit in the world.
Lost in the 92 state championship to St. Mary's. 91, they won over Uniontown Lake.
Yep. That's
1991, 21-6 over Uniontown Lake.
So it was right there, 91 or 92 we played them.
Yep. Wow, those were good teams.
I can tell you as soon as I find it here. Let's see.
He's got he's got resources, Coach. It's like an FBI database.
1991. They beat you 28-27 in week 7.
Oh.
Week
Okay.
7.
That was week 7.
Maybe I was wrong. We lost.
That was 28-27. Let me see if I can find a.
Maybe that was the only one. I thought we won that one down there. Maybe that's why we didn't need a police escort.
Let me see. That's the only one I see.
No, we only played them.
Unless this score is wrong that they've entered in here.
My mind's going. I like to think we won.
Well, at any
I
rate,
think we won them all.
That's right.
It was at Fostoria.
Right,
It was at
okay.
Fostoria that year.
But at any rate, that must have been a heck of a game.
It was.
Whatever it ended up. And that's one of the really, really great high school stadiums in this part of the state. Fostoria Memorial Stadium. I don't know if it's still called that, but they've hosted a lot of playoff games and seen a lot of good football teams there. It's a great stadium.
1991. Double check something here, just to make sure. Okay. Yep.
We only played them the one time.
Yep. That's what they have for you as well. Boy, you had a pretty hectic schedule that season, Coach. Massillon, Fostoria, St. John's Jesuit, and then in Week 10 you fell on a heartbreaker to St. Ignatius.
Gee, Christmas. What were you thinking scheduling those guys?
Lima Senior, Whitmer, Boardman, Sandusky, Midview, Massillon, Fostoria, St. John's, Toledo Central Catholic, and St. Ignatius.
That was the year Toledo Public Schools went on strike and they canceled their football season. So we were scrambling to find games and we traveled the state.
Wow. Yeah, went to Midview, went to Sandusky, went to Lima.
Went to Massillon, went to Fostoria.
Yep, went to St. Ignatius.
Jeez, Pete.
Man, challenge yourselves that year, Coach.
Yeah, you don't see much of that anymore, except now Central does it.
Yeah,
right.
But not too many teams want to do that.
Yeah. I like Lake in this matchup.
Yeah, well, boy, I got lost there. Yeah, give me the Lake Flyers.
Can't remember who we picked here.
Yeah,
got way off track.
I was thinking of grabbing this lead pipe, but
I don't know. I don't know. You can do it for that one.
well, I was going with Fostoria, but but wait a minute. After you told me the point differential, I'm just going to pick Fostoria.
Are you?
I'm going to pick them, but
You're going to take Fostoria.
I'm not going with the lead pipe though.
Okay. Well, if you pick Fostoria, you can have it there.
Yeah.
What's the odds for that one according to Fantastic 50, Coach? If you can find it real quick for me, I'm curious because they got to be a pretty heavy underdog.
Yep, they are. I'm almost there. Coach Cromwell's fearless, man. Millbury Lake. Here we go. Fostoria is a 24-point dog.
Okay.
Coach.
24-point dog.
Well, what did we see with Wayne Trace and Edgerton last week?
He can't change his mind.
I know.
I'm trying to
I know.
help him here. But
I got it written down. Fostoria at home.
okay. All right. He's a riverboat gambler,
I know
man.
he is.
That's why I don't do very well. I'm going with my heart. I'm going still with my heart.
Also in the NBC, Eastwood 4-1, 2-0 in the conference. They're at Otsego, who was 2-3, 0-2. Eastwood plays Oak Harbor and Genoa the next 2 weeks, so they can't get caught looking ahead in this matchup against the Knights. Eastwood won the last 3 against Otsego. Otsego has lost 3 straight after a 2-0 start against teams with a combined mark of 14-1. Liberty Center, Genoa, and Oak Harbor. Otsego's schedule has been tough, and now they have Eastwood in this matchup.
Yeah, I like Otsego's young football team. They're going to continue to get better under Craig Rutherford, no doubt about it. But a Fantastic 50 likes Eastwood by 22 points. And I like them too. I don't know by how many, but give me Eastwood.
Yeah, that I had written down the 3 teams that Otsego lost, and now they get Eastwood. It's a tough 4-week stretch, but I'll go with Eastwood with the rest of you.
Yep, Sam Cotterman gets the win here with the Eagles in that matchup as Craig Rutherford playing his former program there with Eastwood. Moving it to Maumee and Rossford. Maumee 2-3, 1-1 in the NBC. Rossford 2-3, 0-2 so far in the conference. Maumee has won the last 7 against the Bulldogs. Wow. If that helps you at all, if that means anything. Don't have to mean anything, but giving you a little history there.
Good tidbit. I didn't need it, but I do appreciate it. And Maumee's still a good football team. I think we were a little unsure early on, but they're still a well-coached football team, good team. They're going to have plenty in the tank to take care of business at Rossford.
I would agree with you. I think Maumee's played the tougher schedule. Losing a couple of those to tougher teams, and I think what they've got going the last year or two that they'll continue and beat Rossford.
Give me Evan Karcher and the Panthers as well. Big one in the NBC this week. Oak Harbor undefeated, 5-0, 2-0 in the conference at Genoa, 4-1, 2-0 so far in the NBC. Oak Harbor has won 33 straight regular season games in all 16 of their NBC games since they joined the conference in 2023. Would be a marquee win for Bill Fisher and Genoa if they could pick up this win at home over Oak Harbor. This is about as big a game as Genoa's had at home, and I don't know when, but this is a big one.
Since Mike Vickers,
Vickers, and Tim Speece were there.
Had really good teams.
I remember going to a year Bryan had that really good team. They hosted Bryan there in a first round playoff game. I don't know how those two hooked up in the first round of the playoffs. They shouldn't have, but they did. And boy, that was a great game. Bryan came back and won that. I think that's when they had the lineman that went to Wisconsin, the Dieters boy.
Oh, yeah.
They had a nutter that was a running back. I think he went to Dayton, to Genoa. Oh, my goodness, were they good that year. And Bryan went over there and picked up the win in the opening round of the playoffs.
I'll be darned.
Maybe 2012, 2013 area.
We played Bryan in the regional
I think it was the same year you played them.
semis, 2012.
Yeah. I think it was that same year, maybe.
I'll be darned. Yeah, they were good. They were a good football team. Genoa has them at home. That's a big deal. You know, if you rewind all the way to the start of the season, Genoa was my pick to win the NBC. So it would stand to reason I would take them in a key game at home, but I'm not gonna. Genoa, to me, has been a little bit inconsistent. I never know what I'm going to get. Oak Harbor, even though they lost some studs last year, still seem to be steady Eddie. Give me Oak Harbor. Interesting, Fantastic 50 likes Oak Harbor by only 5. By only 5 points.
Okay.
Give me Oak Harbor. I'm going against the team I picked to win the league, Coach.
But you're going with your mind now,
That's right.
not your heart.
And that's what gets, because Bill Fisher, the Genoa coach, is a buddy of mine. And so I pick them, and then they turn around and lose to Archbold, you know? And I'm going, doggone it.
If you want to compare scores.
No, he's already made his pick.
Well, I'm trying to give you some more help here with your pick. Genoa beat Otsego 36-21. Oak Harbor beat Genoa 36-14.
Pretty close.
Pretty close, if you want to compare scores here the last couple of weeks.
Well, until somebody beats Oak Harbor, I'm going with Oak Harbor.
Good call, Coach. You're exactly right. They've won 16 in a row, all 16 in the NBC. I think they get another one. But if Genoa wants to take it to another level, this is the one they have to get.
Is Genoa going to be there, and this is a question for both of you, through 3 quarters, into the 4th quarter, is Genoa going to be within striking distance? Are they going to have a chance to win that late? What do you think? Or is Oak Harbor going to kind of pull away?
I think they'll be with them.
Okay.
They'll have a chance if Oak Harbor.
I think it'll be close into the 4th quarter.
Okay.
I don't know that this Oak Harbor team's like the one they had a year ago. And that team they had a year ago was darn good. Well, that's hard to replicate.
Yeah, it is.
But
yeah, it is.
I like Oak Harbor, Coach May and crew to get the win at Genoa on Friday night. And one of the bigger games around Northwest Ohio. Move it over to 8-man action this week. Holgate is at Sebring.
I'm gonna.
I don't have to pick these as commissioner of the league. Well, it's up to you two.
I'm going to ride his coattail. I trust him.
You're going to follow him?
Maybe. See who he picks.
All right, I got from this Dub Stats, Holgate's scoring 27 a game, giving up 30 a game. Sebring's scoring 18 only, but they're only giving up 21, and Holgate's got to travel halfway across the country to get to Sebring. So I'm taking Sebring.
Okay, I had Sebring highlighted, Coach, and you just made me feel good about my pick. Give me Sebring.
Okay. This one is on Saturday. Stryker is at Chalker.
All right, here's one for the stats for you. Chalker is scoring 58 a game, giving up 13 a game. So I don't care who they're playing, I'm taking them.
Yeah, you can't get to Chalker from Stryker. They may charter a flight. There's no direct route. That's going to be a long road trip, and Chalker gets it done. I agree. I did not realize their stats were that gaudy, Coach.
Outscored their foes 234-52.
I mean, to give up 13 a game in 8 man's pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah. Holgate beat Sebring a year ago 54-0, guys.
Ooh.
54-0 a year ago. But you both got Sebring?
Yep. Gonna stay with it.
Want to reconsider after hearing that margin from a year ago?
I'm not
Sebring's going to make up those 54?
Yeah, I'm going to stay with Coach Cromwell there.
Just want to make sure. Take another break, come back and talk about this week's Western Buckeye League slate. The fall sports season is here, and the Sports Place at Wasion-Ace has you covered. Stop in for all your football, volleyball, soccer, and golf practice gear and accessories. Did you know that the Sports Place at Wasion-Ace can create custom t-shirts while you wait? We can and we will. Come in with an idea and walk out with that perfect t-shirt of your own creation from the Sports Place at Wasion-Ace. We also offer custom embroidery. Whether it's a shirt, jacket, or other item, the Sports Place can fill your embroidery needs. Stop in and see us at 1495 North Shoup Avenue in Wasion. Welcome back to the Black Swamp Football Podcast, presented by the Gherkin Companies. Our game cast this week, presented by the Sports Place at Wasion-Ace, will have us right here in Liberty Center as a big Henry County clash between the Patriots of Patrick Henry and the host Tigers on Friday night. You can hear us at 6:30 with our pregame kickoff at 7 from Rex Lindgren Stadium in Kip Kern Field. Looking forward to that one, and thank you to the crew at the Sports Place at Wasion-Ace for sponsoring our game cast and also being a partial sponsor of our other aspects of Black Swamp football this season. WBL going to start with Walpock, who is yet to taste defeat. 5-0, 4-0 at Van Wert at Eggers Stadium. Walpock has won 21 straight WBL games. Redskins have allowed 7 points in 4 of 5. OG scored 14 against them. Here's a stat for you, Coach. Let's see if you threw the ball like Caleb Moyer did at Walpock back in your day. 14 of 15 passing last week, 354 yards, 3 touchdowns, added 54 yards rushing and 3 scores on 11 keepers. He is now 72 of 80 passing this season. 1,150 yards, 10 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Did you do that back in your day?
No, I'd be happy with a 72 out of 100 on my math test, let alone throwing the ball. 72 out of 80 and running the ball.
72 out of 80.
Wow.
And no picks.
Wow.
Yeah, he's special. We had a chance to watch him week 1 against Clay, and he just protects the ball, makes good decisions. God, he's good.
Wow.
Coach's kid.
So this whole league, I got winners picked, but no notes this time, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm taking Wapak.
Good pick. Smart move.
That probably can't be the lead pipe pick.
It can't.
No.
Can't be, Coach, but I agree with you. That's a good pick.
Time's running out here, and we haven't heard your 2 lead pipe locks.
I think I got my...
Just want to make sure you don't pass over it.
Yeah, I had it. I'll find it here in a second. But, yeah, give me Walpock, no doubt about it. It ain't going to be easy. Van Wert will hit them. They'll slug it out with him a little bit, but Walpock's got too much firepower.
I agree. Walpock is, they are special again this season, and hopefully looking forward to a matchup there in those Region 10 playoffs with them and Central Catholic, possibly down the road as the season progresses here. Also in the Western Buckeye League this week, St. Mary's 2-3, 2-2, coming off that loss to Walpock. They are at Ottawa Glandorf, who is winless so far this season. Second time in 3 years, OG is 0-5. They started 2023 0-8 and finished 1-9.
Ouch. The program's gone down a little bit. I'm going with St. Mary's. That's all I got written down, St. Mary's.
Yeah, and I too like St. Mary's, and week in and week out, I'm waiting for Ottawa Glandorf to jump up and knock somebody off. St. Mary's can be a little inconsistent, but they're going to have their run game and defense. Well, their run game packed for sure, but I think Ottawa Hills plays with them. But give me St. Mary's. God, I can't remember who my lead player was.
Ottawa Glandorf, you mean?
Ottawa
Glandorf.
Yeah.
You said
Ottawa Hills.
Oh, no, Ottawa Glandorf. I'm sorry. Two different Ottawas.
I think Ottawa Glandorf has a better chance of playing with them than Ottawa.
I would agree with you.
I'm gonna take Coach Fry and the Rough Riders in that matchup as well. Shawnee, boy, they are playing well for Coach Wireman. They've won 4 in a row and are 4-0 in the WBL with Walpock. They're at Defiance this week. The Bulldogs kind of scuffling right now. Defiance in the midst of a 3-game skid.
Well, I'll go ahead. Defiance has to get it done at home. I mean, they do. They started out 2-0. This would be 4 straight losses. They ran the ball super effectively a week ago, but weren't able to get it done against Van Wert. They've got to find a way to make it happen this week at home. But Shawnee, man, they've got the mojo. They could easily be 5-0. Their only loss was to an outstanding Lima Central Catholic team. And they're believing right now, and they're going to go on the road at Fred J. Brown and move to 5-1. Who'd have thunk it, Shawnee, 5-1? Give me the Indians.
I will go with the Indians also. They've, again, I didn't write anything down other than a win. They've got, they're scoring a lot of points. They've had a couple wins against the other good teams in this league, and it'll be interesting to see when they play Wapak how that one goes. So I'm taking Shawnee.
I like that pick as well, guys. I'm going to go with Shawnee in that matchup. Elida is at Bath. This is a big rivalry game. Bath won 62-56 over Elida last year. Elida comes in at 3-2, 2-2 in the WBL. Bath 4-1, 3-1 so far in the league this season.
Give me the Bath Wildcats at home. This is an even matchup. Wouldn't be surprised either way, but as Coach said, when it's even, give me the home team, and I like Bath's offense.
Okay, when it's even, I'm going with a friend. I'm going back to your heart. Jim Daly, I played one game against Jim Daly, 1982. We beat him 7-6 in the playoffs at Lima Stadium, and been with Jim Daly and Jim Berry for years with the Ohio High School Athletic Coaches Association, so I'm going with Elida.
Yeah, Jim Daly, good man. I got to know him when I was down at Lima Central Catholic. Class act.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got Elida. You took Bath?
Yeah, yep.
You got any inside info on Elida for us there, Coach? Or
No,
you just okay, I just want to make sure, because I had Bath picked, but I thought maybe you knew something that we didn't. I just wanted to make sure, but I'm gonna take the Wildcats. I got Bath in that matchup.
I'm going to ask Elida to win one for Jim Daly this night.
There you go. Spike Berry, another good guy.
Right.
Spent some time talking to him a couple times over the years, and boy, what a great guy he is as well. Rounding out the Western Buckeye League this week, Kenton at Salina. This is a matchup of 1-4 overall and 1-3 WBL programs. Kenton's lone win is over OG, and Salina beat Van Wert in overtime. A couple teams that are trying to find some wins here in the second half of the season.
When in doubt, I'm going with the home team this time.
Yeah.
Salina.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You never know about Kenton. They could put up some crazy stats here, but give me Salina to find a way to win at home.
I'm going to take Salina as well in that matchup. NLL this week, Buckeye Division action and Cardinal Division action gets going. We're going to start in the Buckeye. Anthony Wayne, 4-1 at Whitmer, 4-1. Anthony Wayne won the division last year with a perfect 5-0 mark. Whitmer was second at 4-1. Anthony Wayne tied Finley and Whitmer 2 years ago for the title at 4-1. AW won 27-3 over Whitmer last season in 28-10 in 2022. Whitmer won 42-28 in 2023. Those were the first meetings since 2011 and all the way back into the early 1980s.
Any chance Anthony Wayne can go on the road and get it done at Whitmer? I know they're defending division champs. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Whitmer's, Anthony Wayne's played, I know they've won them, but they've played in some really close games that I think Whitmer would have prevailed convincingly in. So give me Whitmer at home.
Anthony Wayne beat St. John's week 2.
It's looking better and better, isn't it?
Then they 7-0 over Napoleon. Throttled Lima Senior, and then a week ago they were tied 14-14 at the half with Bowling Green. I don't know what Anthony Wayne is.
I know.
Do you know what Anthony Wayne is, Coach Cromwell?
I'm kind of listening to both of you. I watched the Anthony Wayne St. John's on tape. St. John's had their chances to win. Anthony Wayne's been very good the last several years. Sophomore quarterback, the coach's son. Going into Whitmer.
That's a good one.
Whitmer Panthers lead pipe lock.
Okay, that's allowable. We'll let you have that one.
And Whitmer's right up there with some of my most hated schools that I had to play. But in honor of Pat Gachardo and Justin Keller, I'll take the lead pipe lock with the Whitmer Panthers.
Okay.
I like that. That's allowed because Anthony Wayne's the defending champion in that division. That's allowed. That's a good pick.
They're both 4-1.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's good.
I just trust Whitmer a little bit more right now in what Coach Keller is doing. I'm just not sure what Anthony Wayne is. Now, they could come out and win by 21 as far as we know, the way they've been playing this season. Or they could lose by 30. I don't know.
I'm curious when let's say we get the halftime score update Friday night. I wouldn't be surprised if Whitmer's up 24-7. I also wouldn't be surprised if it's 7-7.
Yeah, or 0-0.
Or 0-0. Andy Brungard at Anthony Wayne will have a game plan that puts his guys in position, and I'm curious to see if they can get it done.
They played good defense. They lost to Upper Arlington, who's 5-0 in the season opener. Now, Upper Arlington has since played 3 0-5 teams, and New Albany, who is 2-3, and they've won all those pretty handily except Olentangy Berlin, but they lost to a 5-0 team, did AW the first week, but Whitmer just seems like they're on another level.
I think so too.
Right now, going into this matchup.
I think so too. I have trouble picking against
I do
Coach
too.
Brungard.
I can't get over the fact that
True. I know.
Anthony Wayne won't make this very competitive, if not win it.
Steve Morrison, right? Calling that defense for Anthony Wayne. Yeah. He'll be locked in.
Morrison's a tank.
He's a tank.
Back there for him, running the ball.
Yeah.
Get Porter Brungard going.
And to start leaning all of us the other way, you've got a veteran coach in Andy going against the first-year head coach in Justin Keller. So, that's... Yeah. Now we're talking a bunch of pluses for AW. But I've already got my lead pipe in for the Panthers. So.
Yeah. All right.
Also in the Buckeye division this week, Northview, 1-4, is at Perrysburg. Perrysburg has outscored Northview 254-17 in the last 5 meetings, with 3 shutouts for the Jackets over the Wildcats. Perrysburg has won the last 19 against Northview. Northview last beat Perrysburg all the way back in 2005, which was the last of 3 straight victories for Northview.
Coach Cromwell, any chance the Northview Wildcats pull the shocker at Perrysburg? Any chance?
None. I'm going with my friend Mike Ward to shut him out.
Right.
Shut out for the Jackets.
Okay. I got Perrysburg too. I don't see any way that Northview's able to compete in this game.
Perrysburg's got a chip on their shoulder this year. They're wired a little bit different. They're pretty physical and they're fast. Give me Perrysburg.
Also in the Buckeye division this week, Clay 3-2 is at Findlay, who is 4-1. Lost to the Pennsylvania school to open up the season to the Trojans, but since then they have reeled off 4 in a row. Landon Eckleberry going back to his former stomping grounds in this matchup as Clay's sophomore quarterback. Got thrown into the starting quarterback duties at Findlay a year ago with Ryan Montgomery going down with that injury. Can Clay make it 2 in a row over Findlay? They won 54-40 last year to stop an 18-game skid against the Trojans.
Well, I made a mistake last week. I picked my friend Chad Long down at Fremont Ross, and I got humbled. I ate some humble pie, Coach.
Yes.
Because Fremont Ross got spanked. I'm not making that mistake again. Findlay will protect Donnell Stadium and roll over Clay Friday night.
I'm with you, Troy. I think what little I know about Findlay and reading the Blade article the other day that they're running the ball, playing physical football, which hasn't always been Findlay style. I think Clay's wanting to throw the ball again like they have been with Heinschel, the kid that went to Pitt. I think Donnell Stadium will be good to the Trojans.
Good pick.
I agree with that, but I think it's closer than you think. How many points do you think the margin is?
35-14.
21. I think it's a little closer than that.
Do you?
I think it's 14 or less.
Okay.
14 or less, but I like Findlay in this matchup.
Okay.
Coach Cromwell, who's your pick to win the NLL Buckeye this season?
Well, I think it's going to come down to Perrysburg and Whitmer.
Okay.
And I'll go with Perrysburg defense, and the quarterback's getting better, and they got a nice receiver, and running backs coming along, so I think Perrysburg's going to.
Well,
this guy knows his stuff.
If that comes to fruition, Week 10 will be a big one at Whitmer because Perrysburg goes to Whitmer Week 10. Could be for the Buckeye Division Championship, which...
But they got Anthony Wayne in there, too.
They do. They got Anthony Wayne the week before this, Perrysburg.
Yeah, Perrysburg's in a kind of an easy streak right now, and then they end it the last 2 weeks.
Northview, Findlay, and then Clay, and then AW and Whitmer the final 2 weeks for the Jackets.
Early on, it looked like an easy 3. Now, the way Findlay's playing, maybe that'll be a game.
Yeah. NLL Cardinal Division this week. Southview is at Napoleon. Southview won the 2023 Cardinal Division at 4-0, and Napoleon was 4-1. Napoleon is the only team in the Cardinal Division with a winning record after going through the first 5 weeks of the season.
Yeah, the Wildcats will defend Buckenmeyer Stadium Friday night. Their schedule, again, I've said it a couple times, sets up very, very nicely for them. And they're going to get it done at home against Southview. And some of those Cardinal Division teams have gone through a meat grinder with some of the upper division teams.
Yeah.
So
kind of a matter of who's the healthiest.
No, it is. It is. Yeah, I like Napoleon.
Likewise, I like the way Napoleon's been playing. They've had a tough schedule, and Southview's been struggling a little bit from what they were the last 2 years, so I'm going Napoleon.
I'm going to go with the host Wildcats, and that one at the Buck on Friday night. Springfield 2-3 is at Bowling Green. Springfield lost their outstanding running back Gabe Gregory in that loss to Perrysburg a couple weeks ago. Findlay, Perrysburg, and Whitmer have outscored Springfield 130-26 over the last 3 weeks. Boy, that's a tough trifecta for Springfield to navigate, and but I think they get back in the win column this week. I think they're going to knock off BG.
I think this is going to be a good game.
I do too.
I do, and the injury you mentioned is part of the reason why. Bowling Green did get a win. I think they beat Bryan earlier. And then they had to have, I know they lost 35-14, but they were tied 14-all with Anthony Wayne. That's something you can build on, and they're at home. But I still, based on the sample size, I think Springfield's got enough other guys. They're going to rally the troops and get it done. Give me Springfield.
Likewise, I think Springfield has too many athletes for for Bowling Green to hold them down, and I'm going with Springfield.
Like that pick. Blanchard Valley Conference, third meeting ever between Riverdale and Lipsick. Riverdale winless. Lipsick has yet to taste defeat this season. Lipsick won 34-6 in 2020 and 40-10 last year. Joe Kirkendall and Lipsick continue to roll. They go to 6-0 and 4-0 in the BVC with a win over Riverdale.
Yeah, the picks in the BVC this week couldn't be any easier. And Arlington's a solid football team, but anybody that plays Liberty Benton's going to be a prohibitive underdog. So I, too, like Lipsick to roll and keep that offense cranked up.
I'm going
Vikings?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, no doubt about that for me as well.
A no-brainer I got written down.
Good insight.
My heart and my brain.
Speaking of Liberty Benton and Arlington, Arlington's 4-1, Coach, not giving them any chance in this game against the Eagles?
None.
None?
Zero.
Liberty Benton 5-0, 3-0 in the BBC. LB allowing 89 yards per game. Arlington is next, allowing 190.2. LB has allowed 12 points all year. Arlington has allowed 48. Eagles have scored 235. Arlington 152. Liberty Benton outscored their opponents 235-12. But no chance for the Red Devils.
No, there isn't. And
not even a 0.5%.
No, not even a 0.5%. And Arlington's a team I like. I like them. I liked them last week. When you get into league play like this, you have teams that just know each other traditionally. Arlington's going to have a game plan in place to try to give themselves a chance. But Liberty Benton at home, just way too much firepower. And Coach Cromwell, Liberty Benton is stout in the trenches, man. Their defensive line is formidable. And so I like them at home.
Likewise, another one of my former players, Scott Garlock. So I'll go with the Liberty Benton and Scott.
I didn't know Scott Garlock was one of your former players.
Started as a sophomore for me at Findlay High School.
Really?
1985.
I love it. Good friend of mine. Good guy.
1988.
88, okay.
My last year there.
Okay. I did not know
That's
that.
awesome. I didn't either.
I knew he went to Findlay, but I guess I didn't put it together. You were there at the same time. Yeah, good guy. He coached the quarterbacks at Defiance in 1997 when they won the state championship with Tom Ward and Joe Williamson and that crew.
Right, because, the head coach at Defiance followed me at Findlay.
Jerry
Beauty. And then when he went back to Defiance, Scott coached with him a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like LB. I think they're going to... Did they get another shutout? Or does Arlington punch one in?
No shutout.
No shutout.
Did
they get it on the first stringers of LB, or is it a late game touchdown?
They get it on the first stringers.
They do.
They score in the first half.
In the first half?
They score in the first half.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Follow that. Make sure we write that down to see if that happens on Friday night. Elsewhere in the BVC, Elmwood 0-5, 0-3 at Pandora Gilboa, who's 3-2, 2-1 in the conference so far. PG has won the only meetings the last 2 years, 48-6 and 34-0.
Look for that to continue. I'll take PG.
Yep. Elmwood's going to walk into a hornet's nest there at Pandora Gilboa. They're a good football team. They're going to get it done.
Rockets get the win for me as well. Step away here from the Gherkin Companies and also the Swanton Welding Company.
High school seniors, uncertain that college is right for you? Concerned about the cost of higher education? At the Gherkin Companies, we offer rewarding livelihoods even without a degree. That's a good living straight out of high school with no tuition debt. Starting pay between recent college grads and those with high school diplomas is closer than you might think. So if you enjoy teamwork, working outdoors, and being part of something meaningful, consider your options at GherkinCompanies.com/careers.
The Swanton Welding Company proudly supports our local student athletes and coaches. We're committed to being your local steel fabrication company in Northwest Ohio and building projects across the country. For job opportunities at the Swanton Welding Company, visit www.swantonweld.com or visit them at 407 Zider Way in Swanton. Welcome back to the Black Swamp Football Podcast, presented by the Gherkin Company. Saturday morning's Rise and Rewind, presented by the Swanton Welding Company. Going to have to get up a little earlier this week. Going to start at 7:30 a.m. You can watch that on delay later in the day, but 7:30 a.m. if you're good with that, Coach Strock.
I love it. Are you? Because I don't have any obligations for once this weekend.
I have some obligations, so I got to start a little earlier if that's okay with you.
I love it. 7:30 start time. I'm all for it. Good deal.
What's the weather Saturday morning? Can I have coffee on my patio while I listen?
I think so.
Maybe some rain.
Ooh.
I'm not exactly sure, but
I don't care if it's chilly, but I don't want to get wet.
I don't think it's supposed to be too chilly, but
I can wear a sweatshirt out
I
there.
think there's some rain maybe Thursday in the forecast.
Saturday, you're gold, Coach.
All right.
Saturday looks good.
7:30 with coffee on the patio.
7:30 with coffee on the patio.
If you have a TV out there, you can watch us because it's on video.
Ooh. Just so you don't have a video on me.
No video on you. It'll just be just on us. Just on us.
All right.
Yeah. We want to pass on our condolences to the Zider family and the Swanton Welding Company. They lost Connie, their mother, a week ago. Just want to pass on our condolences to Norm, who's been a very big supporter of ours. And Connie was a fixture here in the Liberty Center community. Did a lot of things that people don't even know about. Mm-hmm. I know. Mm-hmm. Great lady, and we just want to pass on our condolences to the Zider family.
Yeah, well said, Lynn. The only thing I will add is, so many of my childhood memories revolve around spending time with the Zider family, and Connie and Norm's late father, Norm Sr., salt of the earth and humble, and God bless the Zider family, and Connie lived a beautiful life.
Sure
I'll say that.
Yep. Reunited with Norm up above, that's for sure. MAC action this week. Delphus St. John's winless on the season. They are at Anna, who is 3-2, 1-2 in the MAC. Anna won 39-0 and 34-0 the last 2 years in this matchup against the Blue Jays, who are battling the number crunch. Anna's playing some pretty good ball, and I got the Rockets in this matchup.
Yeah, give me the Anna Rockets. You pretty much summarized it there, Lynn.
Likewise, this is a league, I don't know a whole lot about. I looked up a little bit. Delphus St. John's obviously has fallen on hard times from what they used to be, and there's a lot of good football and basketball, baseball schools in this league. I'll go with Anna.
Coldwater at Parkway. Coldwater is 3-2, 2-1 in the MAC. Parkway still winless. Otter is 48-3 in the playoff era against Parkway. 48-3 in the 51 meetings. I don't think that changes for Chip Otten and his Cavaliers on Friday night in Rockford.
Another no-brainer.
Yeah.
Coldwater.
That's a pretty good record against someone, isn't it, Coach? 48-3.
Yeah.
That's a tough job down there in that league, with Coldwater, Marion Local, all those guys. And Parkway's, they've had success in baseball and some other sports, but it's been tough sledding in football for that school, and it's going to be tough at home for them Friday. Give me Coldwater.
Also in the MAC, New Bremen 4-1, 2-1 in the conference at Fort Recovery. The Indians 3-2, 1-2. New Bremen has won the last 6 though against Fort Recovery.
So I'm going first on this one because I got a little inside information when we were off the air. So just to be, I'm going Fort Recovery.
Ooh, I like it, and I think I know why he did. I like that. I want to see what.
This one's going to be close. But I got New Bremen.
Yeah. So I thought I had my lead pipe locked before we started, and I went back, and I don't remember what I had in my head. So I'm running out of games. We're not picking the one we're calling. There's only the NWAL left. I'm going to go with New Bremen as my lead pipe lock, which I think is kind of risky because I think Fort Recovery is going to be tough at home, but give me New Bremen lead pipe lock of the week.
Okay.
Which is why I took Fort Recovery.
And I knew that.
Hey, West Winning's got Fort Recovery playing well right now.
I know. You could get me there, Coach.
Yeah, that's another one you could get us on, right? I'm gonna stick with New Bremen in that matchup. Here's a nice game, also in the MAC this week. St. Henry 4-1, 2-1 at Minster, 3-2, 2-1 in the conference. Minster has won the last 4 against the Redskins, but the Redskins lead the series 36-19 in the playoff era.
Ooh. The Fantastic 50 really likes St. Henry in this one.
Yeah, I really like St. Henry too.
Yeah, I do too. You know how it is in this league. You can get tripped up on most nights, but St. Henry's a little different animal this year. They get it done at Minster.
Well, they played Marion Local pretty
they
tough
did.
A couple of weeks ago, 21-14, I think it was.
Yep.
Even though Minster's at home, and as you said, oftentimes these games can go either way, and the home crowd can help you. But I'll go with the rest of you and St. Henry.
Yeah, St. Henry's got a nice program this year. Minster graduated quite a bit, and St. Henry playing very well. Rounding out the MAC this week for Sales, 4-1, 2-1 at Marion Local, who yet to taste defeat again this season. Marion Local has won the last 13 against the Tigers, including 14-13 2 years ago and 21-20 in overtime back in 2020. Marion Local has outscored their foes 241-21, not allowed any points in the second half this season. Flyers have an 821-255 edge in passing and an 842-323 advantage in rushing yardage. Quarterback Brennan Hess, 42 of 55, 792 yards, 13 touchdowns for Marion Local. Ben Meyer has 376 yards rushing on 54 attempts, 8 touchdowns. Camden Eifert has added 198 yards rushing on 26 attempts and scored 3 times. Cale Nagel, 13 catches, 367 yards, 7 TDs. Braden Escher, 15 catches, 221 yards, 4 TDs, leads Marion Local in receiving. Marion Local has, here's a stat for you guys. Marion Local has allowed 24 pass completions on 69 attempts, no touchdowns. How many interceptions do you think they have?
12.
I was going to say 8.
10, right in the middle of your 2 picks. They have 10 interceptions and only allowed 24 completions on 69 attempts.
They have almost as many catches as the opponents do.
Yes. Braden Escher, 3 picks. Andrew Schmackers and Max Rainley have 2 each. And Jacob Muhlenkamp has 4 sacks this season. And how many times do you think Marion Local's punted this season?
4.
Close.
I was going to say 5.
One more, 6.
6
punts through the first 5 weeks of the season.
Can we bring the WAPAC quarterback 72 for 80 and throw against Marion?
Right? That's a good one.
I don't know if they threw against each other in a 7-on-7 or not. They may have.
Wow.
But boy, oh boy. I'm not picking against Marion Local this week either.
It was 14-13 a year ago, you said. I forgot about that.
2 years ago. 2 years ago when Versailles was the state runner-up. 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then 21-20 in overtime in the 2020 season when New Bremen knocked off Marion Local. They've won 69 in a row since then, have the Flyers.
Pretty good streak, isn't it, Coach?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. I, too, am not going against Marion Local, even though Versailles they'll give it the old varsity try. There's no doubt about that, but you're crazy if you pick against Marion Local.
You want to pick against Marion Local and Tim Goodwin, Coach?
I don't want to be crazy, so.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's picking against Marion Local probably in that matchup unless you're maybe in Versailles, and I don't even know if their folks would do it. Boy, that's a tough ask right now the way Tim Goodwin's crew is playing.
Definitely.
NWAL, Swanton, winless on the season. They go to Archbold, who's 4-1, 2-0. Archbold has won 7 straight against Swanton.
Another no-brainer. Archbold. Swanton, got it going a year or 2 ago, but not looking good lately, and Archbold's always good. I got Archbold.
Yeah, Archbold, I think, is just getting better. every week. They opened up with Genoa, then St. Henry, Tenora. They've played some good teams, only have one blemish, and they're going to roll at home Friday night. Just need to get out of there healthy.
Yep, absolutely. Give me the Streaks in that matchup. Wauseon winless on the season at Delta, 3-2, 1-1. Indians have losses by 6-7, and in that game a week ago against Patrick Henry, they lost by 12. They had some chances in that game as well, late to go on top. Can they go to Delta and knock off Mike Vickers and crew? Nagel and Martinez. Oh, got a great stable back there.
There's certain teams that I think have a chance against Delta, and I like Wauseon. I know they're 0-5, but they've got some quality players. But the reason I like Delta to roll is because of what I saw with my own two eyes with their rushing attack against Archbold. Archbold's good, and they could not stop Delta's running game. That's all I need to see. Delta big.
Big.
I'm going Delta. I don't know about big, but I'm going Delta.
Yeah, I don't know about big, but I like the Panthers as well in that matchup.
Yep.
But big, huh? 21 plus or
28-7.
Okay.
35, okay. 28, 35-7.
Okay.
And that's no disrespect to Wauseon, because you saw what they hung in there with PH. Mm-hmm. I mean, Wauseon's better than their record indicates, but that's how much respect I have for Delta's running game.
Yeah. Evergreen 4-1, 1-1, coming off that loss to Archbold last week, is at Bryan, who is 1-4, 0-2. Bryan has been outscored 214-28 in their losses so far this season. Evergreen snapped an 8-game skid against the Golden Bears last year, winning 35-7. Bryan's last win over a team that finished the regular season with a winning record came back in 2022.
Wow. So I'm going with Evergreen. And I'll tell you this, for Bryan, I don't even think you look at, hey, we've got to play well and protect the ball and try to win this game. I think if you're Bryan, you're focused on one thing this week, and that is improving your effort. Every single playing as hard as you can, and it still isn't going to be enough. Evergreen's going to get it done.
Lynn, I don't always like when you give us those stats after I kind of had my own. So Bryan has lost to 3 undefeated teams by a lot. Mm-hmm. But the more you talk, I was going to go with Bryan, but I'll stay with Bryan.
Attaboy.
I'll stay with
Good
Bryan.
man.
Go with the Golden Bears.
Going with the Golden Bears. We'll see what Evergreen,
Not going to sway me. I'm staying with the Vikes. I think they bounce back from that loss to Archbold last week.
Yep.
I'm not betting my house on Bryan, though. I understand that.
Yeah, don't do that, Coach.
Okay. All right. Going to take a break and come back and talk about the big one here in Henry County. Just down the road as Patrick Henry will travel to Liberty Center this week. American Freedom Energy and Grandma's General Store off Route 24 on State Route 109, just south of Liberty Center, now has 88 unleaded fuel and is your one-stop shop for fuel, food, drinks, and much, much more, including locally raised meats and home-baked goods. American Freedom Energy and Grandma's General Store is proud to support Black Swamp Football and is the host of the Black Swamp Football podcast, football show, and Saturday mornings Rise and Rewind. Stop in and see Glenn and Greg today and make American Freedom Energy and Grandma's General Store a part of your everyday routine. Welcome back to the Black Swamp Football Podcast, hosted here at American Freedom Energy and Grandma's General Store in Liberty Center. Also the host of our Saturday morning Rise and Rewind show. American Freedom Energy will have Jacobo's Anywhere Eats for their tailgate here with Patrick Henry on Friday night. And Patrick Henry, folks, you are welcome to attend that event as well, and they will be here after the game as well for that one. It's a festive atmosphere, and maybe could be their biggest tailgate that they've had here ever.
Well, I hope
since they've started doing them.
Well, I hope that Jacobos or whatever knows what they're getting into.
Yeah.
They better have some stuff pre-made and ready to roll, because that line's going to be a mile long.
Yeah, I know some of those food trucks roll in here, and there's an hour wait for the food because you don't realize how many dang people are going to be here. But these Liberty Center folks, football crazy. I don't know if there's any blankets on the bleachers yet. Is there? I haven't been by.
Is it Monday?
It's Monday.
They'd get wet. Maybe
They're going to get wet. But
Yeah, give them, within 48 hours, there'll be some blankets taped down.
Wow.
boy, what a colossal matchup this will be. Since 2000, these two teams have both won 230 games. Even Steven.
Wow.
Since 2000. Both have won 230. Liberty Center has outscored the NWAL 1,119 to 103 since 2022. Average score, Liberty Center 48.7, opponents 4.5. The 21-15 game with PH last year that Liberty won at Big Red Stadium was the only one-possession game during that span since 2022. After that, a 16-0 win over Archbold in 2022 is the next closest, and a 42-14 win over Archbold last year is the third closest. Third closest is 28 points that anybody has came against Liberty Center here in the last 3 seasons. LC has shut out 11 of its last 23 league foes. LC has won 40 straight regular season games and 26 straight NWAL games. PH owns the NWAL record with 30 consecutive league victories from 2003 to 2006. As I said, both have won 230 since 2000. LC has outscored foes 270 to 21 this year, and PH has outscored their foes 180 to 35. PH first 5 opponents are a combined 4 and 21. Liberty Center's first 5 are 8 and 17. LC has won the last 6 against PH, but PH leads the series overall 35-24, and PH has not won at LC since 2013. Tory and I will have to call this one, so not picking it as part of the Black Swamp Football Gamecast presented by the Sports Place at Wassee on Ace. Coach Cromwell will have the honor of picking this and ticking off one part of Henry County this week. It won't be popular in either Patrick Henry or Liberty Center. But Coach Strock, we haven't seen Patrick Henry this season. I've seen a little bit on film. Liberty Center is going to come in here as a prohibitive favorite.
Yep.
Now, can Patrick Henry, 2 years ago they rolled in here, and, I think it was 35-0 when they got off the bus.
It was, essentially.
Because that got ugly quick.
Yep.
Can Patrick Henry come in here to Rex Lindgren Stadium, Kip Kern Field, ready for a fight? Because Liberty Center is going to be ready to go. Can Patrick Henry bring that same level of tenacity to the north side of the Maumee River on Friday night?
Well, there are certain teams, before you play them, the X's and O's, the game plan, coverages, fronts, don't matter. You've better be ready right between the ears for a heavyweight fight, 15 rounds, trading punches. If your guys aren't ready there, none of that other stuff matters. And most teams aren't when they lock horns with Liberty Center, because it's just physically it takes a toll on your body. Now, Patrick Henry's defense is they have the makeup to challenge Liberty Center. Their defense does. I really believe that. Ben George and the Patrick Henry defensive staff, they will have a tremendous game plan in place. Is that going to be enough to carry the day for them? We'll see. Liberty's defense is pretty stout as well. Patrick Henry's going to have to be balanced to move the ball against Liberty Center, because you're not just going to run it at them. So they'll have to be balanced. They'll have a great game plan, but it's going to start with Patrick Henry's defense and their mentality. If they're not ready to slug it out, it isn't going to matter. But they showed last year that they can hang with them. Now, that was home. They haven't fared too well their last 2 trips to Rex Lindgren Stadium, Kip Kern Field. So we'll see how it goes. I'm tickled to call it because I'm tickled. Patrick Henry, coach, has one of the best defensive linemen in the state of Ohio in Grant Smith. He's a sack machine. He's unblockable. He's like Lawrence Taylor. He's unbelievable. So is Liberty Center. They're going to have to double team him. And if they don't, is he going to be able to make plays? Liberty Center throws it a little more this year than they typically have. Can they keep him out of the backfield and keep their quarterback upright? Some interesting storylines here. Patrick Henry's a little banged up. They don't have Liberty Center's depth. That could be a factor as well. But I'm tickled to death to be calling this and glad we don't have to pick it.
Yeah. Give me some keys in your mind. Like I said, we haven't seen PH. We've seen Liberty. I think they're every bit as good as what they have been the last 2 years, if not better.
Liberty?
In my mind. Liberty.
Yep.
I think they're even better than what they have been the last 2 years because they can throw it. Jackson Lonazak, Caden Kreinbrink, they're special. They add another dimension to that offense. Garrison Cruz, I mean, as good as anyone that's rolled through Liberty Center, and they've had some dandy running backs over the years. He's arguably as good as any of them, if not better, when all is said and done. He's just a junior. Patrick Henry probably has the best makeup in the pits to go toe-to-toe. Lock horns with the Tigers.
In the league, yes.
In the league.
Yep.
In the league.
Yep.
They're going to have to throw it, in my opinion.
Yep. Patrick Henry's going to have to throw it.
Yeah.
But they can't throw it all the time.
No.
Because if that clock's stopping, that's a bad recipe. They got to mix. They got to be able to mix it and be balanced. Try to keep Liberty off balance. I'm going to tell you this right now. You talk about keys, and I know this is cliche, but it applies here more than almost any other game. Patrick Henry cannot turn the ball over. If they turn the ball over and give Liberty Center a short field once or twice, or heaven forbid more, it's going to be insurmountable. It just is. They've got to play a clean game, protect the football, keep it away from Liberty Center, and then maybe their confidence grows if they're able to hang in there. But I think Liberty will be challenged if they want to throw it. They'll be more challenged than they have been, because you look at Liberty's schedule, anybody could throw against a couple of those opponents,
yes,
to be quite honest with you. So I'm still not sold on the air attack yet. The players they have, absolutely. Lonazak, oh my gosh, he's unbelievable. Kreinbrink has a heck of an arm. But they haven't schematically. Now, Eastwood and Otsego very well coached. Patrick Henry will be a different animal as far as the pressure schemes, maybe some stunts inside, coverages. Liberty will be challenged a little bit offensively.
Why do you think so many teams, you played at Liberty Center, so it may be hard for you to answer, but why do so many teams roll in here and get off the bus down 14, 21, 28, 35 points? Why?
They do. And even good teams. We're not talking just the teams
that happened to Patrick Henry 2 years ago, and they were pretty darn good.
I know. It's a psychological thing, and it's the mystique, the aura, the support. It's hard to explain, but I lived it, as you said. I mean, I was part of building, to where they are now, but it's even grown. That's even grown now. I think even 20 years ago, teams would roll in thinking they had a chance, especially teams like Delta, who are physical and rugged. But now, 90% of the teams that roll in here, no, they don't have a chance. And if you think that way, then you don't have a chance. It's crazy, Coach Cromwell.
It certainly must be.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be a good one.
Well, I go back to Wapak throwing against Marion Local, and I think I maybe have told you guys this story before. We're in the early years of 7-on-7. We're at Bowling Green State University, and we're going against Rex at Liberty Center. And we complete a pass down to the 3-yard line, and I go, timeout. I said, Rex, can I run full house ISO at you down here? And he says, hell yeah, Dick. Neither one of us would throw the ball on the 3-yard line.
That's true story.
True story.
I love it.
True story.
That's great.
I love it.
That's great.
So yeah, I mean, I've known Rex for years and followed them a lot because of what went on at those 7-on-7s. And I'm in Liberty Center country right now, so I'm going to go with them.
All right.
I'm going to take the Tigers, huh? Okay.
Yep.
All right. 6:30 pregame Friday night with Tory and I on our GameCast presented by the Sports Place at Wasiones. 7 o'clock kickoff, and then stay tuned for our post-game show as we'll hand out our dog of the game and also our Swanton Welding Ironman of the game. There'll be some dogs and Ironmen out there on that field on Friday night.
Yeah, and it's Liberty Center hasn't really, and they've played some good teams. Eastwood, Otsego, Tenora, but Liberty. They don't get challenged very often, and so they actually embrace it. And I guarantee you the coaches do. They've got to sharpen things up and make sure they're at their best because they're going to need to be as the season goes on into the tournament. So I guarantee you Liberty Center welcomes this, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, good game for both teams.
Absolutely.
Helps them in come November as Patrick Henry will be a player in that Division 6 field, like Liberty Center will be in Division 5 this season. Have 3 non-conference games to cross off the Week 6 list here yet. Going to start in the non-conference with Fremont Ross. They're going to play the Toledo City League. And Scott Little Giants have lost 3 straight to Perrysburg, Whitmer, and Findlay by a combined 100-6. But they bounce back this week against Scott.
I'll tell you what, just out of spite, I ought to pick against Fremont Ross. Doggone it. In fact, you know what? They're going on the road.
Scott beat Start.
I know. Start's always got some good athletes.
Right. Yeah.
Are you going to do it?
I'm not doing it. Chad Long, come on, buddy. All right. Last week was a one-off. I'm going to give you a pass on that. Give me Fremont Ross. Little Giants are gearing up. They were the preseason pick to win that Cardinal division. We'll see if they can get it done.
I'll go with the Little Giants also. Although when I played them in 85, 84, 85, or no, 83, 84, my 4-year-old son said, "Dad, why are they called the Little Giants? They're so big." That's when they had Derek Eisman. Who had the other? Sean McCarthy, the 6'7" quarterback. And my son says, "Why are they called the Little Giants?"
That's a great story. Wow.
And to continue Fremont Ross, so in 83, we tied them down there 7-7. And we ended up 9-0-1, didn't make the playoffs.
Really?
The last game of the season, Fremont Ross, Sandusky, we needed, and I forget which, I think we needed Sandusky to win. And Fremont Ross beats 1 and 2 in the region, Sandusky and Fremont. We're 0.3 computer points behind them.
Wow.
84, we're undefeated. Fremont had lost. They come to the Glass Bowl. It's 14-13. We score to make it 14-13. And I'm thinking, we can't afford another tie. So I go for 2 and lose. But we make the playoffs and go win the state championship.
Wow.
So that's my history with Pete Moore and Fremont Ross.
Boy, Fremont Ross has had some
Tradition.
guys over the years. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I'm going with the big Giants.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Fremont Ross in that matchup as well. Black Hawk Christian is at Toledo Christian this week. First meeting between these two schools is Black Hawk Christian coming over from the Fort Wayne area. But I think Toledo Christian makes it 3 in a row back in the 11-man game.
I, too, have Toledo Christian highlighted, and I'm not going to waver from that. Give me Toledo Christian.
I have no idea, so I'm going with the home team and the Toledo team. And
Going to follow us, huh? Smart move, Coach Cromwell.
so, what's Toledo Christian's overall record? I can't find that anywhere.
2 and 3.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Started off 0 and 3. Have won their last 2. Going to round out our Week 6 slate with Central Catholic at River Rouge up in Michigan. First meeting ever. Irish have won the last 2 games 28-14 over Brother Rice and 35-6 over Warren de La Salle. Panthers have lost 3 straight, including 45-8 last week against Brother Rice. Central Catholic continues to roll. Irish, another victory.
Yeah, Jeff Ratliff isn't going to be in the Rouge helping out River Rouge Friday night. So since that's the case, I'm going with Central Catholic to get it done.
So that score of Brother Rice is another reason that St. John's Brother Rice game is kind of a 50-50. They both play River Rouge. Brother Rice beat River Rouge worse than St. John's did, but they're not going to stay with Central Catholic, no.
No, but Coach, that's kind of why I took Brother Rice over St. John's, is they kind of hung in there against Central Catholic.
Right.
And that kind of swayed me, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to be pretty good to hang in there with the Irish this season. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. You went out on some limbs. You didn't come in here and play it conservative.
Well, like I said, I'm not real good at picking them, so.
Well, we'll find out. You may go undefeated this week, and then we look like fools, and you're going to have to take over the show each week.
Going to have to host it.
And in our St. Francis teachers pool, I picked the guy does his own spreads, and he was giving the Browns 11, and I took Green Bay, and I'm going to the game, and I've been rooting for the Browns since I was born, so I still bet on Green Bay, and even though I was going to the game, and I've been a Browns fan for 75 years.
Why did you not believe in the Browns?
Would you?
Well, good point. Good point. I always enjoy your wife posts your viewing football schedule each week on your Facebook page, which I enjoy seeing, so I know which games to watch.
Well, I started that I don't know, a year or two ago, and when I wrote the first one up this year, she said, "Why don't I post that?" And then people were saying, "Hey, keep doing it." And I go through and games I want to watch, and some of them I record, and some of them, instead of having to scroll at 12 o'clock noon on Saturday, who am I going to watch? I've got it written down. I know what station they're on, and I can tape them. And
well, Saturday may be the best college football Saturday of the year. There's some good ones. Penn State, Oregon, Saturday night. Georgia, Alabama, Saturday night. Which one of those two games are you going to watch?
Well, I'm going to my sister's in the Akron area because my sister from Colorado is in town.
Okay.
So I don't know. I hope my sister will have a TV out on the deck or something all day Saturday night.
I love it.
That's good.
But I'll be recording a bunch of those.
You'll watch them later.
Well, I hate watching a game that I know the score of.
Okay.
If I know the final score, but if I hear an exciting finish, I'll go back and watch it sometimes. Like yesterday, I got home from the Browns game, and I said, "Hey, Kath, you want to watch the last 5 minutes? Because that's the only part of the Browns you wanted to watch." So we sat down last night and watched the last 5 minutes. So if I have them recorded, I can at least do that.
And now your college team is Michigan, right?
That's a long story too, but I've gone back and forth with Ohio State and Michigan.
Back and forth?
Kind of depending on who the coach is, and I'm not going to say which coaches I didn't like, but some of them I like better than the opposing school. And
so you flip back and forth a little bit between the two.
Coach Tressel, my only loss as a starting quarterback at Ohio Wesleyan was against Coach Tressel's father at BW. Coach Tressel was on the sidelines as a ball boy that game, so my history with him goes way back, it just depends. I had a brother-in-law that wrestled at Michigan, and that kind of swayed us to root for Michigan, and my son kind of has stayed that, living in Olentangy School District in the heart of Ohio State. His three boys on Ohio State, Michigan Friday wear their Michigan stuff to school, and they're still alive. So.
Wow.
But I root, I kind of root for Michigan just so my son doesn't get too mad at me. And
Okay.
I'm a big. I want to see a good game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's ever playing? I watched Utah and.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, and Saturday. That was the only decent game on at noon for me.
Yeah.
That was a fun game to watch for a while.
Yeah, Tech kind of blew them out, though, in the end.
In the end. So if I'm watching a game that I really don't have much feel for, I just want a close game to enjoy.
Okay. Who's your national champion in college football this season? Putting you on the spot here.
It's going to be somebody other than Ohio State. I just don't see a repeat.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's, I hate these polls coming out so early.
Yeah.
I mean, you took, who was it? Illinois jumps up to number 9, and then they get beat by 50.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Why don't we wait till after 4 or 5 games and then start
Right.
going?
I agree with you there. Yeah.
It'll be interesting, the playoffs. And
Yeah.
you got Ohio State, you got Oregon, Penn State. Everybody likes Penn State, and then they say Franklin can't win the big one. So
He hasn't yet. He hasn't yet.
will Notre Dame bounce back with their rookie quarterback? I don't know.
Yeah.
Tell you who could win the big one though? Coach Cromwell. He won a couple big ones.
Yeah, he sure did.
We were fortunate.
Yeah, sure did. Tell us about those teams. What was the makeup of those? 84 and 01, right?
Correct.
What was the makeup of those teams? Why did they climb the mountaintop in your mind?
Well, 83 we were 9-0-1 regular season, so those juniors becoming seniors, and they always tell me, they talked as freshmen, we're going to win the state, we're going to win the state. So they were undefeated as freshmen. A couple of them played as sophomores, but they were undefeated at JV level. And then obviously a lot of them played varsity in 83, and we had a nice quarterback, threw the ball decent amount, and again, a tough defense. Centerville helped us out by knocking off Moeller. That's an interesting story too. We were first round of the playoffs. We were playing Finley, who we had pummeled in a scrimmage. And then we come back and have to play them the first game. And before you didn't get these flyers.
He had the fly swatter, didn't he, before the show started? That was his job, and
You and I had been bombarded.
They were elusive. They don't bother me too much.
So we're warming up at Finley for the game, and the Moeller coaches come up and say, "Coach, can we exchange film now?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He says, "Well, we've got a trailer, and we'll be watching." This is back in 16 millimeter film, and they said, "We've got a trailer with 2 cameras in there, and we'll be breaking the film down. If you win, we're going to ask Finley for their films too." And I said, "No, I'm not going to trade with you before the game."
Right.
And they end up getting beat by Centerville.
Oh, that's great.
That same night.
Wow.
And we beat Finley on a last-second overtime field goal, 17-14. We go down to Centerville, playing at Welcome Stadium in Dayton, and beat them 14-11 on a defensive end picked off a screen pass and went 14 yards for a touchdown. 14-11, and then North Canton Hoover we beat on the last play of the game with a 25-yard field goal.
Yeah,
which we talked about last September with Brian Burns. But we threw the ball quite a bit. Our tailback was by committee, although that North Canton Hoover, he gained 199 yards that game. 01, we Tommy Donovan, that some of you know, an official, was our quarterback that year. And don't tell Tom, but he couldn't throw a lick. He was not a drop back sprint out. He did great on bootlegs, play action. But we had this kid Rodney Gamby that ran for
he was pretty good,
2,400 yards, and so we were a strong running game, and we had a great front seven defensively that year that were really good. And as dumb as I was, Gamby never was our starter till the 3rd week of the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was at that championship game when Gamby ran wild. That was at Massillon's Paul Brown Tiger Stadium.
Right, against Watterson.
Yeah, and I remember him very well that day. And he was a man amongst boys. He was tough. Downhill, he'd run you over, run around you. He was tough.
He played tailback, carried the ball 28 times a game, started at strong safety, returned kickoffs, was on the kickoff team, and I got him off a punt return and punt.
Jeez. He's an Iron Man then. Wow.
I said, Rodney, you don't have to play defense. I'm going to play defense.
Huh.
He was tough.
And practice, he's one of those kids, I'm going full go at practice on them. I said, you ran the ball 35 times, you had 8 tackles, you ran a kickoff. Why don't you take it easy Monday? And nope.
Wow.
Special. St. Francis has got some improvements coming too, right, Coach Cromwell?
They've got
They're pretty nice.
Big campaign going. The thing nowadays is these high schools now want indoor facilities.
Yeah.
So it's going to have a, 40 or 50-yard turf field inside, wrestling room, weight room, golf simulators.
Wow.
Some of that stuff. So
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think they've got over half of it raised already, half of the 20 million raised. So.
Wow. Would you always played at the Glass Bowl, would you like to see having a home stadium on your campus? Or do you like playing at the Glass Bowl? Give me some insight there.
No, I would love to have had a stadium there, but there's not room.
Yeah, right.
Just not room. And, in our early days, we played at the public schools.
Yeah.
And then got to the point where, well, let's have our own venue at least, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To rent it.
Right. Yeah.
Again, it's a nice atmosphere when you play Central or St. John's, but some of these other teams come in and it's not a nice atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like you're playing to nobody.
Yeah, right.
Coach, thank you so much. It was an absolute privilege and an honor. Stop by anytime. Your seat's always free there whenever you want to join us again.
Will do.
Unless you just kick our tail ends here in the pick'ems this week.
I'm going to need a couple upsets to kick your
well, if you get them, we're not going to look very good, and you're going to look real smart.
So those 3-0 picks aren't going to affect our final.
That's right.
When we pick the same, so
That's right. That's
I'm going to
right.
have to pick up a couple of those outlying picks.
I like it.
Coach, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and it's always great visiting with you, and glad to have you.
Always fun, and thanks for bringing out some of the old stories out of me.
Yeah.
Whether you brought them out or I just spoke them out.
We enjoy hearing them. We enjoy hearing them. Thank you so much, Coach. Friday night, Liberty Center and Patrick Henry on our Gamecast presented by the Sports Place at Wassey on Ace, and then Saturday morning, 7:30, Rise and Rewind. You have to get up early for the show this week, but have a great week, and good luck to all of the teams here going into week number 6.